Kevin Trudeau here. My guest is Thomas James with HempUSA.org. Thomas, thanks for being my guest.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's great meeting you again, and I am ready to wake up America about what's been hidden from the American people for over 72 years, since the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937.
Explain to everybody about hemp, because this is not something you're smoking. This is actually a food. And what's the difference between hemp and marijuana?
Well, that's a great question. I want the people to know that hemp is not marijuana and marijuana is not hemp. They are two totally different plants, different varieties of the same species. And what we have here, Kevin, is a food plant. It grows from 2 feet to 6 feet tall. I deal with 180 farmers in 8 different provinces in Canada. Each plant has between 200 and 1,000 seeds on it. And that is all we use. The rest of the plant is cultivated back into the soil for nutrition, and then every 3 years we rotate the crop. But a marijuana plant has branches on it. Hemp, in another looking at it, has no branches, and it grows as a stalk, and it covers a canopy so it keeps weeds away from itself. So if you took a 3-foot by 3-foot square area, you could fit about 4 marijuana plants in there. Guess how many hemp plants you can fit in that same area?
How many?
300 to 600. So what we have here is the powers that be do not want to let this plant in because it would take away business from the petrochemical industry, the building industry, pharmaceutical industry, and you could make oil for a car for 30 to 40 cents a gallon. The plant grows and matures between 90 and 120 days, so you would never really have to cut down another tree.
Is it illegal to grow hemp in the U.S.?
It is illegal to grow hemp in the U.S. as of this moment. You cannot grow it. We are the only industrialized nation in the world that cannot grow hemp.
Okay, now let's go slow. So is it illegal to grow marijuana in America?
It is illegal to grow marijuana in America. Yes, it is. It is illegal to have a sprouting hemp seed, whether it's for food, clothing, or shelter, or marijuana to grow. You cannot have a sprouting seed.
Do you know, are there any other plants that are illegal to grow in the United States of America?
I'll be honest with you, not that I know of.
So it appears that there's only 2 plants that are categorically illegal, a crime, you go to jail if you grow them, marijuana and hemp.
That is correct.
Now,
and hemp is the most incredible plant in the world. It's the most densely nutrient plant known to man. It's grown on every continent except Antarctica. And it's been available for food, clothing, and shelter since time began.
All right, but hold on. Marijuana is illegal to be grown in many countries around the world, correct?
That's correct.
But how many countries is it illegal to grow hemp?
Well, right now there's 25 countries growing hemp legally, and we get all of ours from Canada right now.
And so it's legal to grow hemp in Canada, and it's legal to grow hemp in at least 25 countries that you know of.
That is correct.
Now, what is the major reason somebody would grow hemp or farm hemp? What is it used for around the world?
Well, first off, for years, it's been used for thousands of years for food, clothing, and shelter. It is the most incredible rotational crop known to man. It's got a very deep rooting tap rooting system that gets into the bottom and pulls out minerals. It's used for sustaining the soil. We have tremendous soil erosion in the United States. We have no topsoil. I mean, you know, if the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients are not in the soil, it's certainly not going to be in the food for the American people, right, Kevin?
Right. Yeah, I talked about that before on one of my shows that since the Dust Bowl and other reasons that we have virtually no mineral content in our soil, and food can't even grow in America without massive amounts of chemical fertilization.
Right, and I think they had that in mind at its inception for keeping it out. Because it's all hidden behind the marijuana plant. People, if you talk to most people, they just don't even know what hemp is. Secondly, some of the people that do know what it is confuse it with marijuana. So it's a nomenclature problem. They're using it, they misuse words, they misguide people, and they want everybody to tie it in as one.
But hemp is used for clothing, correct?
Absolutely. Food, clothing, and shelter. And our Constitution was signed on it. Declaration of Independence. The first Levi jeans was made out of it. The first flag. The Encyclopedia Britannica for the last 150 years used hemp paper. That's why it doesn't yellow.
Hold on. Is it legal to sell clothing in America made from hemp?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, because I've been in stores and they have organically grown hemp clothing. Instead of cotton, they use hemp.
Correct.
So why is it legal to sell clothing made from hemp, but it's not legal to grow the hemp?
Well, that's the great question. As I said, I really believe it's the powers that be that do not want to give up that grip hold of their profits. They want to continue to make petrochemical fibers, papers, everything. They're making everything out of the wood. They don't want to stop cutting down trees because hemp would replace that. I mean, you could make literally everything you could think of with the hemp plant. They say there's over 50,000 uses. I believe there's over 100,000 uses for hemp.
Now, around the world, are people using hemp for clothing?
Oh, absolutely. And it keeps you warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, and it lasts for years.
And around the world, are countries using hemp for paper products?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's getting very popular. And what's nice about it, it doesn't pollute the waterways because it doesn't need these chemicals to cure it. What it needs is hydrogen peroxide, and it will not pollute the waterways.
Now, are people using hemp around the world for food?
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk specifically about that because your company, hempusa.org, does it sell all kinds of hemp products or just hemp food-based products?
Well, right now it's just hemp food-based. We are getting into alternatives. We are getting into home furnishings, hemp, curtains, and washcloths, and towels, things like that.
All right, let's talk about the health benefits of eating hemp and in what forms it's in. I don't think anybody out there has a recipe for hemp.
Okay, well, yes, I understand. What's nice is from the seed, first of all, if you took the seed, we're the only ones that roast and salt them in North America. And what happens when we do that without losing any nutritional value or enzyme value at all, because the hull protects the seed. There's no oil loss or anything. But what we do when we do that is we make the seed non-viable so we can come over the border. And we don't have to sterilize it like other companies do. So when you have a sterilized seed, there's other issues. But when we do that, two things happen. We make it easy to chew. We make the taste is incredible. And we make it non-viable. Actually, three things. So we have a very specific seed, and it's loaded with magnesium and potassium. And what's nice about this seed, it's the only seed, actually it's a nut, that will scrape the colon clean, and it's beneficial to the human body. You can't really eat a nut casing of anything else. It would do damage to the body, right?
So the hemp seeds that you sell are roasted and salted.
Yes.
And any unique kind of salt that you're using?
Yeah, we do. We use a European sea salt for many years. It's wonderful. It's loaded with minerals. I think it's got all 82 minerals in it. So I've never had a return on any of our products. And over the last 2 years, 25,000 shipments, never had an issue.
Now, by the way, we're talking with Thomas James with Hempusa.org. He serves as the administrative director there. And we're talking about why is hemp illegal in America when it's used all around the world. And, of course, as always, folks, it comes back to it's all about the money.
That's all about the money. You said it.
It's all about the money. Let's talk about the other foods that your company sells. So you sell them these seeds or /nuts that people can eat, like sunflower seeds or peanuts, something like that?
Oh, yeah. Now, remember, it's the most densely nutrient seed known to man, so it's a wonderful storable food. People can vacuum package them and have food stored for 10 or 15 years.
Does it have a lot of protein in it, by the way?
Oh, it's wonderful. This particular seed has 31% protein, but here's the clincher. Our powder is up to 53.5% protein because we have a proprietary process where we sift out a lot of the fiber because the fiber becomes fill, and it almost makes it very light, almost like a flour. Ours turns into a very heavy cake powder, so it's very different than what's on the shelves in America available to the American people.
Because you can go out there and buy like a hemp protein powder.
Yeah, well, the powders you see on the shelves, Kevin, are flowers.